So, Will.i.am was recently on a podcast with Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn and super multi-billionaire dude. And they talked about Will.i.am's successes. And what was interesting is I understand that podcasts may be recorded, previously in the past, but at no point of that podcast did Will.i.am talk about any of his struggles. And yet, he actually tweeted out that podcast 7 days after this news came out that said he wasn't even able to pay his staff members in a few of his companies for months. And this is my problem with entrepreneurship. It's this fake it till you make it / everything's great culture. And I think that you and I both could have learned a lot more in that podcast with Reid Hoffman had Will.i.am told us how he got in the position he got into, how other people could avoid it. But instead, it's all like, I'm working with NASA, and look at this great exit I had with Beats. And it's like, all that is true, but I can't learn anything from that. I can learn a lot more if you tell me how you were unable to pay your payroll and unable to pay your employees for the last 2 or 3 months. I bet you we could learn a lot more from that. So my point here, watch where you get your inspiration from. These entrepreneurial stories are all full of the fluff, and very, very few are people telling you what's actually happening. It was only 1 week after the story came out that said Will.i.am couldn't cover payroll that he was tweeting out and retweeting his podcast where he didn't mention anything in the tweet or in the podcast about the fact that his company was struggling. So watch who you watch.